little about myself. 49 years old. I got 7 kids. No, that's true. That's true. It's not my fault that I have 7 kids. I really enjoy playing with the box they come in. And yeah, so I'm a little addicted to that. It's funny because I used to drive truck. I've driven almost 4 million kilometers in my driving career. Never had an accident until I started having kids. I don't think a single one of them were planned. But like, how do you really plan for, total financial disaster? My kids asked me one day, Dad, why don't we have this, 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 and this? So I pulled up a study showing from 0 to 18, it costs about $390,000 to raise a child. I got 7. I will be taking donations in the back of the room. I am poor. But the good thing about having 7 kids, my retirement plans is at least one of them being successful. So that's what I'm hoping. My youngest son, one day he was asking, he goes, Dad, just wondering, how did I come about? And I said, well, that night was pretty fun. You see, you came to the party with me, you went home with your mom. But earlier that night, you almost ended up being part of the sock. So, and then he asked me what that meant. So 5 minutes into the conversation, I was like, maybe I should wait until he's double digits. So, yeah. Now, as you guys can tell, I'm fucking twisted. Growing up, I knew that. My mom had me tested. I have OCD. And I said, well, yeah. But when I grew up, it turned into obesity. Yeah, so I didn't win there, I have been working on my weight though. I have the proud distinction of being the only Canadian to be banned from every Weight Watchers in Canada. If you walk into Weight Watchers, you can see my picture on the wall, not unlike the pictures here. But here they're celebrated. At Weight Watchers, I'm not. They stuck me in the back of the class, and I got tired of not seeing the instructor. So I brought a bunch of M&Ms. I threw them on the fucking floor, and it was the raddest game of Hungry Hungry Hippo I've ever seen. And I'm telling you, I really enjoyed that. So, the other day, having 7 kids, working a lot, me and the wife don't get a lot of time together, and I hate arguing. The other day we got into an argument. And I feel really bad for what I did, not for what I said. She called me later that day and she says, sweetheart, honey, whatever, we got cute names, nicknames. She's my little sweetheart, and I'm your useless sack of shit. But she called me and she said, I'm very sorry. I want to make it up to you tonight. Tonight when I get home after the kids go to bed, how'd you like me to suck your dick? And I was like, who's going to turn that down, right? I masturbated 8 times that day. Any guy here knows that trick? You unload the gun before the date, it takes her fucking forever. Yeah, she gave up. I almost got divorced. Why are you laughing? Because I know what I was doing earlier. So, I like being a bit of a shit disturber. And I went down to see a friend of mine, and as I was walking into his apartment building, one guy was walking out. I seen him and I said hello. I went in. So I was there for about an hour, and as I walked out, he was walking back in. And he looked at me, and you could tell that he was in a really bad mood. I figured, why not make his day worse? So I looked him dead in the eyes and I said, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't know. He goes, what? I didn't know that you were in a relationship. And I walked away. I don't know what happened, but if anybody knows, let me know. So, I'm not the smartest, as you can tell. Growing up, I thought Plenty of Fish was a dating site for lesbians. Yeah. And that's my time. Thank you guys very much. It's time to get to work. What are we ending? Next up.